While opting for the most appropriate method of creating synthetic data, it is essential to know the type of synthetic data required to solve a business problem. Fully synthetic and partially synthetic data are the two categories of synthetic data. Fully synthetic data does not have any connection to real data. This indicates that all the required variables are available, yet the data is not identifiable. Partially synthetic data retains all the information from the original data except the sensitive information. It is extracted from the actual data, which is why sometimes the true values are likely to remain in the curated synthetic dataset. Here are some varieties of synthetic data. Text data. Synthetic data can be artificially generated text in natural language processing or NLP applications. Tabular data. Tabular synthetic data refers to artificially generated data like real-life data logs or tables useful for classification or regression tasks. Media. Synthetic data can also be synthetic video, image, or sound to be used in computer vision applications. Synthetic data generation methods. For building a synthetic dataset, the following techniques are used. Based on the statistical distribution. In this approach, you have to draw numbers from the distribution by observing the real statistical distributions. Similar factual data should be reproduced. In some situations where real data is not available, you can make use of this factual data. If a data scientist has a proper understanding of the statistical distribution in the real data, he can create a data set that will have a random sample of distribution. And this can be achieved by the normal distribution, chi-square distribution, exponential distribution, and more. The trained model's accuracy is heavily dependent on the data scientist's expertise in this method. Based on an agent-to-model. With this method, you can create a model which will explain observed behavior, and it will generate random data with the same model. This is fitting actual data to the known distribution of data. Businesses can use this method for synthetic data generation. Apart from this, other machine learning methods can be used to fit the distributions. But when the data scientist wants to predict the future, the decision tree will overfit because of the simplicity and going up to full depth. Also, in certain cases, you can see that a part of the real data is available. In such a situation, businesses can use a hybrid approach to build a dataset based on statistical distributions and generate synthetic data using agent modeling based on real data. Using deep learning. The use of deep learning models, which will employ a variational autoencoder or generative adversarial network model, uses methods for generating synthetic data. VAEs are unsupervised machine learning model types that contain encoders to compress and compact the actual data, while the decoders analyze this data for generating a representation of the actual data. The vital reason for using VAE is to ensure that both input and output data remain extremely similar. GAN models and adversarial networks are two competing neural networks. GAN is the generator network that is responsible for creating synthetic data. An adversarial network is the discriminator network, which functions by determining a fake dataset, and the generator is notified about this discrimination. The generator will then modify the next batch of data. In this way, the discriminator will improve the detection of fake assets. There is another method for generating additional data known as data augmentation, but it is not synthetic data. This method is a process where new data is added to an existing dataset. This is known as data anonymization, and a set of such data is not synthetic data. Synthetic data generation is now a widely used term along with machine learning models. As it is AI, using a tool for generating synthetic data plays a vital role. Here are some tools which are used for the same. Datamize. Datamize has an artificial intelligence or machine learning model which is majorly used by world-class banks all over the globe. With Datamize, you can easily connect your enterprise data services and process high-intensity data structures and dependencies with different tables. This algorithm will help you in extracting behavioral features from the raw data, and you can create identical data twins with the original data. Mostly. AI is a synthetic data tool that enables AI and high-priority privacy while extracting structures and patterns from the original data for preparing completely different datasets. Synthesized is an all-in-one AI data ops solution which will help you with data augmentation, collaboration, data provisioning, and secured sharing. This tool generates different versions of the original data and also tests them with multiple test data. This helps in identifying the missing values and finding sensitive information. Hazy is a synthetic data generation tool that aims to train raw banking data for fintech industries. It will let the developers ramp up their analytics workflows by avoiding any fraudulence while collecting real customer data. You can generate complex data during financial service generations and store it in silos within the company, but sharing real financial data for research purposes is severely limited and restricted by the government. Sogeti is a cognitive-based solution that helps you with data synthesis and processing. It uses artificial data amplifier technology, which reads and reasons with any data type, whether it's structured or unstructured. ADA uses deep learning methods to mimic recognition capabilities and sets it apart. Gretel is the tool that is specifically built to create synthetic data. It is a self-proclaimed tool that generates statistically equivalent datasets without giving out any sensitive customer data from the source. While training the model for data synthesis, it compares the real-time information by using a sequence-to-sequence model for enabling the prediction while generating new data. Makveda. Packed with different machine language algorithms, Cvidia provides synthetic computer vision solutions for improved object recognition and AI rendering. It is used for a variety of tools and IoT services for developing AI applications and sensors. AI rendered. AI generates physics-based synthetic datasets for satellites, robotics, healthcare, and autonomous vehicles. It is a no-code configuration tool and API for engineers to make quick changes and analytics on datasets. They can perform data generation on the browser, and it will enable easy operation on ML workflows without much computing power. OneView. OneView is a data science tool that uses satellite images and remote sensing technologies for defense intelligence. Using mobiles, satellites, drones, and cameras, this algorithm will help object detection even where there are blurred images or lower resolutions. It will provide accurate and detailed annotations on the virtually created imagery, which will closely resemble the real-world environment. MD Clone. MD Clone is a dedicated tool that is majorly used in healthcare businesses for generating an abundance of patient data, which will allow the industry to harness the information for personalized care. But for accessing clinical data, researchers should depend on mediators, and the process was slow and limited. MD Clone offers a systematic approach for democratizing healthcare data for research, synthesis, and analytics without disturbing sensitive data.